There are hundreds of barbecue sauces on the shelves in your grocery store, but can any of them be made better at home? In the Sauce Lab, we're going to find out. Peach Habanero barbecue sauce or Carolina Heat barbecue sauce? Which one will make it into the fridge? You've already seen these sauces in action in a couple of my recent cooks, but today we're going behind the scenes. Welcome to the Sauce Lab. As you can see, the Sauce Lab, aka the Fermentation Lab, aka the studio, is still under construction. We're making progress, but we've still got a little work to do before we can officially move in. So we're here in the alternate indoor kitchen. We're in our RV, we're out at the lake, which is probably why the Sauce Lab, aka the studio, isn't getting finished. We're always at the lake, but that's retired life, right? We'll get into the lab soon enough. But today we're going to go through how to make both of these sauces and what they're both good on. Let's get sauced. All right, for our peach habanero barbecue sauce, we've got half a dozen, about a dozen ingredients or so. The primary ingredients are your fruit, our 3 cups of fresh peaches, and our habanero peppers. We have 2 of the habanero peppers, and we're going to dice those up. We're going to take the seeds and the ribs out. It's not quite as hot as they could be. We're going for a mild or a medium spice level or heat level here. So we're going to get started here with the peppers. We're going to just dice those. Cut some of this old stem off of there. Not looking too good. Like I mentioned, you've probably seen these sauces featured in a couple of recent videos. We did our Cuban fatty bombs, and also on our we did some chicken wings, smoked chicken wings, and we did those 2 ways. We did with both of these sauces, which is kind of why you're getting a twofer today. We did the peach habanero sauce on half of them and the Carolina Heat sauce on the other half. I tell you, both of those turned out great, and you want to check those videos out if you haven't seen them. I'll put links up here and at the end of the video too. But those, they were both really good. I had a hard time picking a favorite. I think my Mrs. Smokin kind of preferred the Carolina Heat. That one doesn't hardly have any seeds in there. Okay. So then we just need to dice these up. We really need a cutting board. Don't want to be cutting up the countertop here. Like I said, we're in our RV kitchen today. We're out at the lake again, enjoying retirement. Although I'm here with you guys, that's not really retirement. Well, it is. I'm enjoying it. But get these all diced up. The Sauce Lab, you saw the pictures. It's really not going very quickly. We have a lot of things going on right now. It's mostly just cleanup, and it's not a lot of construction still to do there yet, but I'm excited to get in there. We'll be making a lot of sauces for this series, the Sauce Lab series, and I'm going to get back to making more fermentation recipes, wines, beer, ciders, mead. So those things will happen in the lab. And of course, if it's just too bad of weather for the outdoor kitchen, we may end up down there as well. But hopefully we get that done soon. and we'll have it set up, and you won't be seeing me here, there, and everywhere. But until then, we'll be here. All right, we got our 2 habaneros diced. We're going to just throw those in. This is going to be our mixing bowl. We're going to add it all in there. We're going to start with the apple cider vinegar, and we need half a cup of apple cider vinegar. Half a cup of ketchup, not honey, ketchup. And then we need a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Quarter cup of brown sugar. And we need a 1/4 cup of honey. My honey is a little bit crystallized, but it'll work. But we are going to take this off. Crystallized honey tastes just like uncrystallized honey when you're making it in the sauce. It's a little granulated if you're tasting it right off a spoon or something, but that'll all dissolve real nice in this sauce. We're going to simmer it once we get all of our ingredients combined. This is bringing some of our sweetness to match those peaches. 1/4 cup of our honey. And then we need a tablespoon of, where's your sister sauce? And I'll leave a recipe card at the end of this video if you guys want to make it on your own. I've been doing that recently. A lot of you have commented you like that. So you'll see that at the end. Tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Smoked paprika. We're going to go with a teaspoon. Teaspoon of our smoked paprika. Teaspoon of our garlic powder. Teaspoon of our onion powder. Black pepper. Half a teaspoon of our black pepper. Half a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of our kosher salt. Just a little bit of chipotle powder for a little extra smoky heat. We're not going to go too heavy on this. Like I said, we're trying to keep this a little bit mild, but the chipotle chili pepper powder, like I said, give it a little smoky heat. All right, that ought to do. And then just mix this up a little bit. Now you might be thinking, Mike, that's going to be pretty chunky with those big peaches in there. You're right, it would be, but we are going to blend it in our blender that we have back here. So before we blend it, we're going to simmer it on the stove over medium-low heat for about 15 minutes. Should have done that with the peaches before I added all this, but that's okay. So we're gonna get this. Could have mixed that all right here in this pan too. All right. I'm just gonna get this on the stove. Like I said, over medium heat. Let that go for about 15 minutes and then we'll check back. All right. Our peach habanero sauce has been simmering for about 15 minutes. We are going to let that cool down to almost room temperature. We're going to put it in the blender and we're going to blend it so that it's nice and smooth, because who likes chunky barbecue sauce? Not me. So we're going to let this cool, and when that's cool, we'll get back and we'll get it blended up. All right. I didn't let them cool too much. I just wanted them not so hot in case it splashes a little bit. You don't really need to cool them at all, because we're going to return them to the stove here in a minute. But we're going to get them in the blender here. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Well, I kind of made a little mess. You know me, messy Mike. Oh, yeah. Between the peaches and the little chunks of habanero, you want to get that blended nice and smooth. I just hit it on pulse for, you saw how long. All right, back in the saucepan. And we're going to let it go over medium heat for another 10 minutes or so. Get it back on the stove, and we'll be back in just a second. Okay, we've got the peach habanero barbecue sauce back off of the stove. It's been sitting here cooling just a little bit, just so I can have a taste of it. I don't want to burn my lips off, but it's still pretty hot. But let's get we're gonna get a taste of this and give kind of a rating of it. You know, I was thinking about this while it was simmering. The thing about habanero peppers, people think it's gonna melt your face off, but here's the secret: the peaches will give it that juicy, fruity flavor up front. And just when you think you've got the sauce figured out, the habanero slowly sneaks up behind you. It's not an assault, it's an ambush. But let's go ahead and give this a taste here. That's going to be really hot. Oh boy. Oh, wow. That is really good. I'm gonna have to step that up. I was calling it a mild. I think this might be a medium size, but like a medium spice on there. But like I was saying, it starts out with that fruity, juicy peach flavor, and then the habanero comes around, sneaks around behind you, and kind of gets you on the sides of your tongue where your taste buds are for your spicy. But that is really good. I like that. Like I said, we've used this on a couple of dishes that we've smoked already. Check those out. We're going to give this a rating. All right, we have here in the Sauce Lab, we have a Sauce Lab scorecard that we're using, and we're going to rate this on 6 different categories. We're going to rate it on flavor, heat, sweetness, texture, versatility, and originality. So first on the flavor, let's get another little taste of that. On the flavor, it's really got an interesting peach flavor to it. Obviously, with 3 cups of peaches in there, it's going to be peach flavored, but it's a nice, sweet, forward flavor on it. I think I'm going to give it 4 stars out of 10 on that one for flavor. And then heat, like I said, how hot is it? It's a little hotter than than I had predicted. These habaneros had a little more spice to them. I'm going to go 3 out of 5 stars on the heat. I thought it was a mild, but we're going to go medium heat on that. So 3 stars out of 5. And then sweetness is sweet versus the heat balance. I think it's a pretty even balance between sweet and heat. I'm going to go 4 stars on that one for the sweetness balance. It's got a really nice sweetness flavor to it. On texture, that came out perfect. And running it through the blender made it nice and smooth. It's just the right thickness. You know, if you're going to be pouring it on or dipping your chicken wings or whatever, it's just the right thickness, consistency. We're going to go 4 out of 5 stars on the texture. Just one little habanero pepper in there didn't get chopped, but we'll just go ahead and chop that up or eat it. Versatility. How many things is this good on? You know, this would go great. We already know it goes great on pork. We did our Cuban fatty bombs, which was pork sausage and the andouille sausage wrapped in bacon. It was fabulous on that. We did it on our chicken wings. It goes great on chicken. In fact, that might have been my favorite between the peach habanero and the Carolina heat sauce on those chicken wings. It'll go great in pork. I'm looking forward. I made a peach pulled pork a while back. There's only a video or a link to that video, but I didn't use this sauce. But I think this would go well in the pulled pork. So I think probably versatility. It's pretty versatile. So we're gonna go 4 out of 5 stars on versatility, and of course originality. You know, is this unique? What makes it different than most sauces? I think this, in my experience with my palate on sauces, this is very unique. I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 stars on originality for uniqueness. That we're going to get that put in our jar here. Haven't made labels yet. Still got my masking tape labels, but that works. This one is Sauce Lab approved. All right, for our second sauce, we're going to be doing the Carolina Heat barbecue sauce. And this is a mustard-based sauce. Again, like I said, use that on the chicken wings. That was good. So let's get started on this. We need 1 cup of yellow mustard. Carolina sauce is very traditional, and it is largely vinegar based. Kansas City barbecue is sweet. I'm gonna kill this bottle of mustard. I hope we're not having hot dogs out here at the lake. Might have to borrow some from the neighbors. Spatula. Get all of that yellow gold out of there. And then we need our apple cider vinegar. We need half a cup of that. Half a cup of our apple cider vinegar. And we need a 1/4 cup of honey. 1/4 cup. We're going to simmer this for a little while. Not as long as the peach habanero. We don't need to soften the peaches. There are no peaches in here. So 1/4 cup of brown sugar. All right, and then we need 2 tablespoons of ketchup. Tablespoon of, where's your sister sauce? smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon smoked paprika, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of the onion powder, half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of our kosher salt, 1 to 2 teaspoons of crushed red peppers, and have a little, we're going to go 1. Mrs. Smokin doesn't like it that hot. So, all right, if you want it spicier, throw another teaspoon of the crushed red pepper flakes in there. And we're just going to do a couple dashes of our Frank's hot sauce. I put that in everything. Yeah, that'll do. All right, and then we're going to just mix that up, and then we'll get it on the stove, medium heat. We'll let it simmer for about, we'll go 10 to 15 minutes. We're not trying to soften any fruit or anything in there. We just want all of the flavors to blend together and get that honey to dissolve in there. The big glob of honey right there. We want to get that dissolved. So we're going to get that on the stove, get it simmering for about 10 minutes, and then we'll be back. All right, we've got the Carolina heat off of the stove. It had been simmering about 10 minutes, and I got all those flavors blended together in there. I used the whisk to kind of break up some of the powder flakes and things like that in there. Let's go ahead and have a taste of the Carolina heat, and we'll get on to our rating of this sauce. Oh, wow. That's nice. I'll tell you what, if the peach habanero sneaks up on you, the Carolina heat kicks down the door. That is in your face delicious. Oh, that is just like the sauce that I had in North Carolina at the barbecue restaurant there in Western North Carolina. That is delicious. It's a strong mustard forward vinegar based flavor to it. And oh, wow. Let's go ahead and rate this. All right, on our Sauce Lab scorecard, let's go with our flavor. Let me get another taste here. All right, on the flavor, like I said, it's got that mustard forward yet vinegary flavor to it, like a Carolina sauce would. Oh, it's nice, sweet and tangy flavor to it. I really like that. We're going to give that a 4 out of 5 stars for our flavor. On the heat, it's not as hot. We didn't, like I said, we went with 1 teaspoon of the crushed red pepper flakes and just a few dashes of the Frank's hot sauce. It is not hot. We're going to call this a mild. We recategorized the peach habanero to a medium, but this is definitely more of a mild. It's got a little bit of a kick there, but nothing too over the top. But for heat, we're going to give that a 3 out of 5 stars. It's not hot. It's not an indictment of the sauce. It's just not a hot sauce. Sweetness, sweet versus the heat balance. It's definitely more on the sweet side than the heat side. Like I said, it's a sweet and tangy flavor. We're going to go 4 out of 5 stars on the sweetness scale. Texture, thickness and mouth feel. It's a nice smooth texture, not too runny, not too thick. It's just right. We're gonna go 5 out of 5 stars on the texture. I like that texture. It's a good smooth texture. Versatility, how many things would this be great on? I tell you, it is built for pork. Pulled pork, it would be awesome on pulled pork. We know it's good on chicken wings. We've already done that. It was excellent on the chicken wings. I think pork and chicken is probably where this one lives. So we're gonna go 4 out of 5 stars on versatility. Well, let's go 3 out of 5 stars. Pretty much pork and poultry is where this lives, but it's dang good. And originality, to me, again, it's unique. I am not from the Carolinas, haven't had a lot of experience with Carolinas, so this is I think it's kind of popular in the South, but for me, here in the Smokin' and Drinkin' Sauce Lab, it's pretty unique. We're going to go 4 out of 5 stars on originality. So let's get this in the jar. We've got our label made up here, our fancy tape label. Go ahead and get that in the jar. Got our Carolina Heat barbecue sauce in the jar. I think that is Sauce Lab approved. All right, it's time to decide which one makes it into the Sauce Lab refrigerator. You've seen how we made the peach habanero barbecue sauce and the Carolina Heat barbecue sauce. We've tasted them, we've ranked them, we've tested them with some folks out at the lake, and the results are in. After tallying the scorecards and taking comments from our friends, I have decided Carolina Heat barbecue sauce. Why? The peach habanero sauce is good, and it was spicy. It had a little more kick than I thought it would. I marked it as mild, but it actually ranks up there, maybe a little closer to medium, mild, medium. But for a balance between heat and sweet, the Carolina Heat barbecue sauce definitely wins. It was an overall favorite amongst the crowd. The rankings kind of showed that, and so they're both Sauce Lab approved, but the Carolina Heat is going in the Sauce Lab fridge. Prost!